Hey teacups, it's your girl Monica. Welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. Joining me tonight, our teacup affiliates, the Bishop.
Hey, how you doing?
We got Schoolboy in the building.
Hey.
And the lovely Plez.
Hey.
Hey. Also joining us tonight is teacup affiliate Marcella out of the DMV.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. And we also have a special guest joining us tonight, y'all. And that is Miss Shanitra. Hey, Shanitra.
Hey.
You on mute, baby. Shanitra, you on mute.
How y'all doing? Oh my God.
Doing all right. How you doing?
Ma'am, turn your volume up for us, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. A little bit better.
Okay.
You might want to talk directly into the phone or turn the volume up. All right, teacups. Or is it just me? Can everyone, let's do a sound check. Can you hear us in the chat? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Bishop.
Yeah, hello. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Schoolboy. Schoolboy, do a sound check for us. We want to make sure
can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Good. Shanitra.
Hey, everybody.
Yep. Marcella.
Hi, everyone.
Yep. And Plez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, they can hear us. They're giving us a thumbs up. All right, y'all. Okay, first and foremost, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, go on and bang that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the piping hot tea that we serve on this channel. And while you're at it, since you're down there, you might as well go on and hit the like button. It only makes sense. Teacups, on the agenda tonight is Kenya Moore regrets flirting with Apollo. Okay, girl. Marc Daly's new reality show. I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad. Rick Ross and The Dream are colorists. Why don't we go on and get into it?
A website called All About the Tea.
She told all about the tea that during the fight.
All right. So Kenya Moore regrets flirting with Apollo. Okay. We all saw it. It was season 6, I believe, when Kenya came on, and she came on heavy. And, you know, she was shamelessly flirting with a married man in front of his wife's face. She is now finally admitting that she did flirt with him, because for quite some time she was saying it never happened, right? But she regrets behaving inappropriately in front of Phaedra's ex-husband. Why don't I just stop right there? Plez, we know you are Team Twirl. What are your thoughts?
I am Team Twirl. I have been for a very, very long time. However, I'm glad Kenya made the right decision. Back then, I think once you've been through a marriage, you look at things in a different light. So I think she's had some time to reflect, and she made her apology. But also, Kenya isn't silly. She's not dumb. She plays chess, not checkers. I definitely think this is strategic. I think she's trying to create some type of other alliance. But I'm glad that she womaned up and made that apology. People have been holding that against her for years, and I am of the mindset that it takes two to tango. Like we talked yesterday about the patriarchy. I'm always insulted that women always seem to go after the other woman and not their husband. So those were my thoughts back then. Those are still my thoughts. Apollo went on to lie on Kenya, excuse me. And when he lied on her, no one seemed to care. He came back and apologized, but still it was Kenya's fault. So I just think it's another episode of damned if she do, damned if she don't. People still gonna say, well, it took her too long to apologize, girl, whatever. She did it.
She
Forever.
She shouldn't have done it in the first place. What kind of woman are you? All up in a married man's face talking about he fine. Bishop, sound off. What are your thoughts on Kenya finally apologizing a million years later?
I was like, okay. I thought she already did that. Thought she did that season 7 at the reunion. But what do I know? But she even said she admitted that she was wrong during the reunion. I'm like, why are you doing this again now? But we all know why. Hi, Candy.
Right. Yep. Shanitra, sound off. What are your thoughts on Kenya's late apology?
Strategic, very strategic, and just typical Kenya. You're not sorry. You're after something. If you were sorry, you would have never been flirting with that woman's husband. And I think another part of it is maybe it hit home for her since she was pretending to have a husband that didn't want her, and everybody kept seeing it with other people. So I think it hit home, and she felt like, well, I want people to feel sorry for me with this no good man. So let me try to apologize for when I was stepping on people's toes with their husbands. That's what I think.
Schoolboy, sound off. What are your thoughts?
Karma's a biatch. Old boy out here, with his other family or whoever he with, Kenya apologizing, like everybody said, she apologized in season 7 reunion. Okay, her and Phaedra have been talking and being friends for the last 2 months. If everybody ain't been paying attention to the blogs, so it's strategic. It's pissing off her little friend over there, Candy, one of the smalls. So she's mad, and what better way to get back at your so-called friend that talked about your so-called missing donation and everything else that has went on, and Candy Coated Click over there hating. So of course she had to go and hit her in the gut, because everybody knows Apollo is really ready to get back on there so he can air out Tommy Pickles Todd and his wife and all of their escapades. So, I say bring her back so we can get to this ish.
Yeah. Marcella, what are your thoughts on Kenya's apology?
Listen, she don't mean it. I feel she doesn't mean it because, first of all, she knew that Apollo was not Phaedra's boyfriend. She knew that was her husband. And Kenya was so desperate that she just hired guys to be with her. She was trying to get at it. And he was about it too. He was going to be with her if they could get away. So I don't think her apology is good. I think that she just want to get back at Candy about the donation, being with Portia and everything else, and that she is trying to get Apollo back on that show some type of way so that they can punish. It's either Phaedra she wants back on that show or she wants Apollo. Anything to blow the candle off of Candy.
I like that. Pamela, thank you so much for the super chat. She says she haven't learned yet because she is doing the same to Drew's husband. Yeah, good point. She's making comments about his physique and stuff, and it's just all inappropriate. You don't do that. You don't do that to a married man. Jamal says, is Kenya apologizing because Phaedra may be coming back? Let's keep our fingers crossed. I hope so, because Plez made a very good point. Kenya plays chess, not checkers. She is extremely strategic and calculated. Okay. And she just doesn't do things to do it. There's some ulterior motive behind this apology. So Kenya and Phaedra started off friendly, but their relationship took a nosedive after a disagreement over dueling workout donkey booty videos. Y'all remember that? They were just, it was a mess. Fine body donkey booty versus Kenya's video. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big old war they had. Then things got worse after Kenya was accused of flirting with Apollo and Antigua. Remember that? He picked her up and threw her in the pool. And then she asked Phaedra if she could choose a friend to have a threesome with her and Apollo. Who would she choose? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Just so inappropriate. I mean, who does that, you know? And then Kenya was accused of coming on to Apollo by text message during season 5 reunion. And Apollo fired back saying that Kenya had propositioned him for sex in Los Angeles when they were both staying at the same hotel. Kenya denied the allegations. Then Kenya and Phaedra's friendship never recovered after that, despite Kenya's apology for speaking to Apollo one-on-one and flirting with Apollo on a cash trip in Antigua. She did apologize, but it just, it fell on deaf ears. Phaedra at that point wasn't trying to hear it. Then Kenya threw Cynthia Bailey's a divorce party. Remember that? And Phaedra got upset because it was a divorce party for Cynthia and Phaedra. Phaedra didn't like the idea because she felt like Kenya was throwing her, her ruined marriage in her face. She didn't like it. She took it as an insult. Then in 2014, Apollo finally confessed that he lied about the text messages and Kenya coming on to him. But that was right before he was going to prison. I think he was just trying to make amends for all his wrongdoings. Shanitra, let's sound off about that.
Well, I didn't believe Apollo. I didn't believe him one bit. I think he took it back. It could have been about making amends, but I think more than anything, it was about sticking it to Phaedra. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? I believe those text messages happened. It went down just like he said initially. He took it back to get at Phaedra. And then I'm gonna tell you something else I thought about. I think the other purpose behind Kenya's strategy, not only probably, low-key hoping that Apollo and Phaedra may come back on the show, but I think the other issue is she wants to use this fake bad divorce as a storyline, and she knows it's gonna flop because nobody cares. Like, that man could have drugged her down, Main Street, USA, and nobody cares. Like, Kenya has been so disrespectful and nasty about other people's relationships that, like, he could literally set her on fire almost, and the fire department might show up, they might not. So she's trying to garner sympathy.
Not set her on fire, Shanitra.
Almost. I'm not saying he could really get away with it, but he could come close.
Oh my God, Schoolboy, that's funny. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I just feel like even though, a smidget part of me, I guess that's the woman part of me, because, most of the time I live my life as a whole ninja. I that part of me, that little part in there, wants me to feel sorry for Kenya. I really do. But then at the same time, I know the things that Kenya has done. And it's like karma never has an expiration date. And it don't tell you when it's going to come back and get you. It'll get you 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It'll sometimes come and get your kids if it can't get you. So, I mean, I just, Kenya needs to take this as a lesson to really get herself together so that she can be a productive citizen and really do find somebody that really wants to be with her. Unfortunately, she's taking the L on national TV. And, people, of course, Team Twirl, y'all out there, because y'all be up in my comments. They really, y'all really be going hard for your girl. And I respect it. But at the same time, your girl done did some foul-ish out here. And so she going to have to go on and take them L's like everybody else. Take them lumps and learn from your lumps and get on. But, he at this point, I don't think, ain't nobody giving too much sympathy from what I've seen on the internet.
Let me go on and read the apology. So, and I quote, Kenya appeared on Wendy Williams. She did an interview with Wendy Williams. And here's what she had to say. She goes, I think I could have just distanced myself from Apollo altogether, not been so chummy, especially when it bothered his wife. She knew that back then. So why do it? It was her first season. And, like Plus says, Kenya is the queen of shenanigans. She knows how to get some camera time. She wasn't married. She didn't have any kids. So she would have to be the whole show. And she gave us a show. It's fallen on deaf ears for me. I feel like the show needs to go in a new direction. They're thinking about bringing Phaedra back. Apollo's moving to Atlanta. That's not all a coincidence now. People have been telling Andy Cohen for years, bring Phaedra back, bring Phaedra back. Candy is grasping at straws. She's now attacking her friend Kenya. We can see the shift. We're not stupid, Andy Cohen. Marcella, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not that fond of Kenya, but I love her wits, her intelligence. Kenya loves yellow men. She had Walter, Apollo, Mark, all these, her best friend, yellow. Kenya has created a wedding, right? She got the dress. She got how the ceremony gonna be. She don't care what man is standing next to her, long as a man. But I believe in my soul that Kenya is gonna find love when she bats for the other team. She need her a woman up in there. That's my opinion. That's when she's gonna finally have love. I think all of this, Kenya just wanted a child to love her. She's gotten that. She's gotten her homes. She got her home. Her happiness is not a man. She doesn't want anybody to control her. That apology was not sincere. Kenya has a reason for trying to knock Candy out the box, because then she would definitely be the queen bee of the real HOA. But she's going to find love, but it's going to be with a woman. I predict that. I believe that.
What are your thoughts on that? Ples, a woman and Kenya? Yeah, you think so?
No. It's not going to work. She has too many woman issues stemming from her mother. They'll be pulling and clawing each other's hair out. It won't work. Nothing will work until she goes and gets the therapy and takes it seriously that she needs. But like I said, this is ultimate strategy. We always talk about how the show is dying. What else will make people tune in other than seeing a Phaedra Parks and Kenya Moore reunion? Think about if they're the new freaking frack. That will drive people crazy. It'll definitely call people to tune in, baby. You can say you ain't gonna watch it, but you will. Because again, whether you like Kenya or not, you love what she brings to the TV. You like to either talk about her like a dog or cheer her on. That's the only thing that's going on right now. Without her, the show is boring. I like Candy, but she's been on there now over 10 years. Everything has come full circle for her. These shows are about growth, maturation, and drama. Kenya brings the drama. Portia brings growth and maturity. Like I said, I really wish Tanya would stop pigeonholing herself. Tanya could be a fun girl, but everybody else can go, or the show itself can go. Honestly, they either need to recast or in all of the people, or get rid of the show, because it just doesn't work anymore. We're trying to bring in one person here, one person there, and lie about how you met the person.
Good points. Matt's crazy ass. Yeah, he was dark. Oh Lord, Matt Jordan. I remember him. I DM'd him 1 a.m. Years ago, and I was like, "Hey, Matt, I'd love to interview you." And he was like, "Will you pay me?" And I was like, "Well, what?" I was like, "Well, what are you looking for?" First, he said 300, but I negotiated it down to 2. And
dollars?
Yeah. And I said, "Okay, well, what's your PayPal?" Or back then it was PayPal. We didn't have Cash App. And I sent him the money, and he got on the phone with me immediately. And that was a good $200 spent, because he spilled all kinds of tea about Kenya. My goodness, I'll share that with y'all one day. I wrote blogs about it. It was back then.
Dig into the vault. Dig into the vault. We want to know
Matt
what's
Jordan
in
is
that
something
vault.
else. He's so crazy, though. He's so crazy.
Stop teasing me. Stop teasing me.
Well, one of the stories, I wrote blogs about it. If you go to the blog, allaboutthetea.com, y'all can see. But one of the stories back then is when Kenya was cheating on Matt with Mark because the relationships overlapped, right? Mark was acting crazy and Kenya wanted to get out of it. And she had met Mark and everything. And she was sleeping with Mark and still sleeping with Matt at the same time. And you know, Crazy D, ooh, child, Crazy D. She liked that Crazy D. She really did. You know, broken Crazy D is some good D now. Y'all all know that. You have to admit.
The same thing with Kitty.
You know,
Crazy Kitty.
Well, you know how it is when a man is really broke. He has got to put his all into the set. Like that's
right.
all he got going for him.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his spirit and his soul into the set. So that's why you have to avoid men that's
broke,
cursed with poverty. But I heard that Kenya was still after the boy Matt, even after she broke up with him, because he was dating a young in Atlanta who is a plastic surgery concierge who's nameless, and was going around making comments about this girl, harassing this girl and everything about that same little crazy boy that she claimed to be afraid of.
I remember that girl. She's a real big booty, like a real big booty. Do
you have a photo?
She, I'll put it up. It was in the blog, that young lady who he was messing with. But Matt said that what she was doing was still playing with his emotions, right?
Yeah.
But then she said she didn't want nothing to do with him because after he went public and he did that Instagram live and spilled the tea about Tiny Todd and Peter being paid by their women, he said that they advised him, you better make Kenya pay you to be on that show. Remember that? A few years ago, I wrote a blog about it. And I have that video. It's on this channel, actually, that video. And after that, she said, you know what? He's too crazy. He's a loose cannon. And she didn't want him to show up at the reunion. So she went and got a protective order. But he kept moving because, he was getting kicked out of places and he was dodging the processor. So finally, one day he was in some diner across from Lenox Mall. And some woman walked up to him and was like, hey, are you Matt? How are you? Can I get an autograph or some crap like that? And it was really the process server. He got served. He was so, oh my God. So yeah, we had a lot of late night conversations and he just spilled all of Kenya's tea, all of it, just everything. He's the one that told me he beat up Peter, though. He had me thinking he beat up Peter. Yeah, he told me he sprained his finger. Peter sprained his finger, but he's the one. He was the aggressor. He had him in a headlock and all this stuff. It was the other way around.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I wrote a whole blog centered around Matt's version of the fight. Did I see that fight? Because he didn't want that video to get out at all. He kept saying, Monica, I don't want that video to get out. What can I do? Can I hire a lawyer? I was wondering, why is this boy so hell-bent on this video getting out? Matt was a mess.
Yeah. And it must have been good because he was busting glass, painting the cameras on our house. It must have been good. So Kenya is good for something, y'all.
She crazy too. Hey. I think it's something. I think it's something on to her.
Like attract likes, y'all. On to Marc Daly and his new show, y'all. Listen, I ain't mad at Mr. Marc Daly now. Okay, I ain't mad at him. Y'all can say what he want, but that's one smart brother right there. Okay, he knows how to play the game, and he is playing the game. So, Mark, according to Bossip, shout out to Danny and the crew over at Bossip. I love that blog. Marc Daly is working on his own reality show based on his serial entrepreneurship and owning and running several businesses. And he'll also explore his love life, y'all. Oh my, poor Kenya. Somebody needs to do a welfare check on Kenya. Really.
She good.
You so shady, Monica.
Send somebody over to that house and check on her. Look at Pledge. She good. You gonna stick up for your girl? Oh my goodness. So according to gossip, Marc Daly, he's in production. It started. He's filming his reality show with a celebrity co-star that at this point is going to remain nameless. We don't know who this co-star is. I'm thinking it's Chef RHOA because Chef RHOA is in Brooklyn. They're very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on reality TV. He's had his own show. And also Chef RHOA is the one who introduced Kenya and Mark. Yeah. Back in 2016. So the show will be set in Brooklyn. That's where Mark lives and he has his other families and girlfriends there, and revolve around Black-owned businesses, restaurant management, and like I said, even Mark's love life, relationships. Mark could be seeking a new relationship on the show. And, let's just hope that he's luckier this time in love. Okay. Plaz, sound off. What are your thoughts on Marc Daly getting his own show? Look at her face.
Well, no, I mean, as you said, he played the game correctly. Look, I'm never mad at anybody doing what's best for them. And as I said on a previous show, a even swap ain't no swindle. Kenya got her baby. I want him to go get employed so he can get up out my girl's pockets. Have all the fun on the show that you want, Mark. More people can see your aggression, your crazy ass need to be in control. Your controlling nature. It's all going to come through and shine through. So if you think that this new reality show and these new producers and this new camera won't tear you apart like they eat up everybody else, you're crazy.
Yes.
So I
Right.
will enjoy it. And honestly, if it is, I hope it's Chef RHOA because I love Chef RHOA. I don't know why Bravo didn't extend his original series. He's dope. So if Chef RHOA is there, I will definitely be watching. And I hope Kenya is too, so she can see what she's not missing. And be grateful for that check, girl. You might be able to get you some alimony now. Turnabout is fair play, honey. I'm here for all of it. I don't believe in that. I believe what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I love Kenya, but it goes both ways. So I'm not mad at him.
Marcella, sound off. What are your thoughts?
Listen, like I said, I don't really like Kenya, but she's no dumb girl. I'm just surprised she didn't get him to sign a prenuptial agreement. But the other thing is that Mark trade occupation. He used to be an investment banker, so he has the potential to make money. And guess what? I would hold out on this divorce until he start filming, just like Claire said, and start getting me some money because see, he think he played Kenya, but he gonna get played. Now, anytime you married to a man, you go to his city and stay with him, and y'all staying in a hotel. You haven't met his parents. You haven't been to his place to stay there. You already knew that you was number two, that there was somebody else with your husband. But she got what she wanted, like Claire said, she got the baby, and now she will, at the end, defeat Mark because he doesn't know that when Kenya love him, she love him, but when she's against you, girl, the horns is going to come out, and Mark is going to wish that he never even touched Kenya. Never, because Kenya is not to be played with. She got like allegedly 8 other personalities gonna jump on Mark and destroy his TV career.
Shanitra, sound off, girl. What are your thoughts?
Well, what I think is, one, I'm not watching no dry show with Mark. I don't have nothing against Mark, but I'm not watching no dry show with Mark in there trying to cook. I don't want to see that. But I'm gonna tell you this though. I think it's gonna be interesting because if we don't see the picture of that man that Kenya was trying to portray and we see somebody totally different, then we're gonna know one of two things. Either she was manipulating the situation, or this man just had a real bad reaction to her terrible behind. Because see, some people just bring out the worst in you. And from what I could see, Kenya was bringing out the worst in that man. How many times did we see him catch her lying and have to stop her from lying? Like, Messy ain't never
So
got you
many
no man.
times.
Right. Messy ain't never got you no man, and that's why Kenya's still single. And at the end of it all, I don't know whether she gonna get alimony because the word on the curb is the heifer ain't married. So I'm gonna need her to marry him first before she go filing for alimony. That's what I think.
They ain't married. That's the real gag right there.
That part.
Is the marriage real? That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is the marriage? But Shanitra, you raised a good point. I've always said, because people came down on Mark, he's this, he's that. But to me, he met Kenya's energy. He met her right where she's at. And he did call her out on several of her lies on the show. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, wait a minute, did you get a speeding ticket?
He a New Yorker.
He said, you told me last week you got a speeding ticket. She's like, I didn't get no speeding ticket. What are you talking about? He stopped and he pivoted and he just looked at her in the car like, huh? You can't keep doing stuff like that to people. Don't do that. I mean, it was lie after lie. Bishop, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, she met her match. And do I feel anything for her? No. And so, the thing with it is I'm rooting for him. And I really do believe that she be gaslighting these dudes. And we already know Matt is crazy. We all figured that out. But when you gaslight and keep playing with a crazy person like that, they go even crazier. And so, it started like a real pattern. Either she's cash apping or PayPaling these dudes, or she either playing with, I think she's in a real relationship with Matt, but she ended up playing with people's emotions. So, I'm with Marcella. She's gonna find love for the other team. I told y'all Mark was a scarf for her. I've been told y'all that. Ben said that because her and LaToya, she trying to give all that WAP to her. And she did give it to her from what we know.
Pledge, you don't agree, huh? I could tell you. So you don't think Kenya's going to be playing for the other team or she plays for the other team? You don't think so?
No, again, I think she will do, and I said this all the way back in 2013. I think she will do what it takes to pay her bills and keep the lights on at night. So I think the playing around with LaToya is just to get the people gossiping. I don't think she's actually about it or doing it. I could be wrong, but it is what it is. I don't see her doing that.
Yeah, in them confessionals, she looks serious. I'm just saying
I think she's a great.
Keep playing for your team. When someone's playing for your team now. Let us know. What are your thoughts?
Let me give you an example. Mimi Faust and Stevie J. Now she's with her fiance, not to get married. Okay, and she was trying to adopt the little. Let me tell you something. Okay, I done slept with straight women. Okay, I have slept with married women. Oh, I'm telling y'all my business. I have slept with women in relationships where I have walked out and I'm going out and he coming in and he don't know I done been with her, but we supposed to be best friends. I've played that role. I've been the other one. And let me tell you something. A lot of people would do a lot of things to cover up what they like to do in the dark. And it is not far-fetched for Kenya to be with a woman. Kenya is seeking love and nurturing. There's a difference between men and two women being together and men. Women can speak to certain things that a man cannot speak to because they are a woman. We know where to touch at. We know how to get you. So it does not. And so it would not surprise me if she went there. Now, do I think she will stay with a feminine woman? No. I look for her to have someone with masculine energy because she still wants that in there and that man thing. And I would think that she probably would mess with somebody that would be a touch me not, for the simple fact that they don't get any pleasure from getting touched. They like to take care of the female, and I believe that she would, you can get that strap, and you can get that them lips, and everything else that go on down there. But I think she could go to that other side because she could get tired of men and the bad relationships she's had with men. And if a woman just get to the right ear at the right time and tell her what she want to hear and be that social worker, okay, and take care of Brooklyn, because you know, studs, we like to take care of other men's children. We do, and we work. We go to work, okay? A lot of us have good jobs. I think she could go there. I really could think she could go there.
Do you kind of give that STEM type of vibe from LaToya?
Yes. I think sometimes she dressed like a dude and sometimes she dressed like a female. And I think sometimes she has had a female a time or two. And no, looking at her, as freaky as she is, seems her and her husband have had threesomes too.
Oh, yes.
And then Kenya sent her a naked picture and gave him some panties, and the girl smelled. She smelled the panties because she was smelling for Kenya's banana pudding.
Now, me,
Preach.
I don't deal generally. I love my community, but sometimes just be too much drama in my community. I don't deal with us like that on that too much of a level. Now, all of my friends are straight women. All of them are straight women. And trust and believe, I'm telling you, I have scratched a kitty cat or two that said it was straight. Okay? And you know, you do it, but then you go about your business and you act like you don't know her no more. And you move on, because the thing of the matter is they, once you do that, you tear them up so much inside, they're conflicted with themselves and they don't know how to really process that because they found pleasure in another woman.
You gonna write a book?
Huh?
Are you gonna write a book?
I mean, I could. I could.
I need you and So Debonair to write a book.
I mean, and it's not like I said. People think that it is us that go and seek these people. We don't seek them. I never approach any woman I've ever been with. I don't approach them. They approach me. And the reason why I don't approach women, because I cannot tell if a woman is actually a lesbian or if she's straight. So I usually let women approach me, and if they approach me, I will ask them. And most people now will say they're fluid. Okay, so you dabble in both. Okay, if I meet you and you have a child, then I know that at some point you've dealt with men or you still deal with men. So I make a decision whether I'm gonna deal with you because I don't know how to take you. But I do
Monica,
you could go there.
Monica, we need to have an after dark, Monica, because I love Schoolboy's conversation.
Yeah, it's very raw and candid. I'm learning. I just want to really quickly address Miss Anita's comment. She said, "Wow, Monica, you buy lies from her exes for years. That's low life shit." No, girl. Peter and Todd did not deny that they told him their women. I think they even came out and explained what they told Mark. They came out and said, we don't get paid by the show, so they compensate us. They even came out and said it. So that wasn't a lie. That was very true. But I mean, come on, who's going to admit to getting beat up? Nobody, no man, especially Matt being so much bigger than Peter. It was embarrassing that Peter was a senior citizen and beat him up. Who's going to, come on. I don't buy lies from anyone. And Kenya Moore is no saint. She is the queen of shenanigans and lies. So let's just keep it real, okay? Brown girl, thank you so much for the super chat. She's a schoolboy. You are so right. Yes, she is.
Yep. Well, my close friends were one was bisexual, one was a lesbian. They used to tell me all the stuff too when we was in high school. Because I knew about the STEM thing because one of my friends was STEM. She was bisexual. So yeah.
Oh, it happens. It happens.
But my thoughts on this thing with Kenya, do I think she's like full-blown lesbian? No, I'm not thinking that. Do I think she's messed around with a girl or two? Yeah, because she's been because at the end of the day, let's tell the truth. Her cat done been way too friendly. Her cat been friendly for years. Okay, that kid had been real friendly. Okay, she got friends across America, all the friends, okay? So after a while, when the girl has done that many things, it's quite possible that she might have played with a girl or two. But I do believe if she does go that route, I don't think she's ever going to be out in the open with it. I think that's going to be her little secret.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Because she cares so much about her image and she wants to appear to be something she's not. Nobody considers her upstanding, but she likes to play the role, pageant girl. But
Mhm.
I don't think she's ever gonna come right out and say, this is like, like Niecy Nash, like this is my wife or whatever. I don't think Kenya's gonna go that far.
Right.
Maybe she
Mhm.
should, but I don't.
Yeah. Now, Matt Jordan, no, not Matt Jordan. He's on my mind. Marc Daly's statement that he put out 2 days ago on Kenya's birthday makes a lot of sense now, right? A lot of sense. I'm gonna go ahead and reread that statement. We covered this in a previous video, but I'll go over it again. After recently attending mediation, Kenya and I have agreed to end our marriage. I will always have great care for her and look forward to amicably continuing to co-parent our daughter, Brooklyn, with an abundance of love and wisdom. As always, in addition to perpetual self-improvement, my primary focus will continue to be helping the underserved and people of color in Brooklyn to recover from the negative impact of COVID-19. This focus will take shape through using my restaurant as a community hub. Y'all know what that means. Where positive and diverse perspectives on important topics such as economic empowerment, social activism, and political engagement can be highlighted in a safe and productive forum. Yeah, so they're going to film at the restaurant, basically. That's what. I'm blessed to be a positive change agent for not just my family, but also my community. Peace and love, Marc Daly. So that was the setup for this show. Now it all makes sense, And his publicist leaked it exclusive to Gossip, and production is underway. And he wanted to reiterate, we are getting a divorce. That's why I'm dating. On the show. We get you, Mark. We see you. I mean, listen, like I said, I ain't mad at him. Do use the opportunity to the best of your ability. Take advantage. Kenya did. Mark gave her a whole storyline. And that was a good storyline too, seeing him check her left and right, put her in her place. I enjoyed every minute of it. Crowned by Bria, thank you so much for the super chat. She goes, you are so right, schoolboy. All of my best friends just so happen to be lesbians. And you would be surprised the amount of straight women that fight over them. Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Facts.
Wow. They out there like that, huh? Fighting.
Yeah. We can always do a discussion one night and I can tell you all the business.
Was that a Patreon exclusive after dark, Monica?
Sound like it. Ooh, wow. It sounds like it.
Because I'm ready to dive in.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sharon said, Kenya is a wicked soul. Mark wasn't wrong. Kenya wanted a child and a pretend marriage. I gotta agree with that, So Mark can take up the opportunity. Mark will always be in Kenya's pocket. He will take that child from her. I don't think he's going to take that baby from her. I don't think he wants that baby like that. He has kids and stuff. Janet, thank you so much.
She has an aunt that's a lawyer. No, he won't take that child. Kenya was smart. She had that baby in Georgia. So he could not take that baby in the state of New York. She's smart.
Janet, thank you so much for the super chat. She goes, schoolboy got me breathing hard. Child, schoolboy, you got them going up in this chat. You got them going. All right, y'all, we're going to keep this train moving right along to Rick Ross and The Dream and those people over there. They're calling them colorists. And somehow an old clip has recently resurfaced from a reality show that Rick Ross did a few years back called The Sign, where it was a show with all of these industry people, The Dream, Rick Ross, and a couple of other people in the heavy hitters in the industry that were judges, and they had talent come in and perform. And a dark-skinned girl came in and they didn't give her really, good feedback. They didn't choose her, but they chose just Brittany, who's light-skinned. So we're gonna dive into that. And I'm gonna pull up a picture of Brittany right here so you guys can see what she looks like. Do y'all know just Brittany? She raps.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a singer.
Yeah, she raps too. She was on some rap song back in the day that I really liked, where she said left cheek, right cheek. Y'all know that song? It was a compilation with a few people on there. Plaz, what do you know the name of that? You remember it? 'Cause I know you're really good with music, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I loved her verse, and it was a really, really good song too. A good rap song. So yeah, so Just Brittany was on there. I'm gonna go ahead and let me backtrack a little bit. So the Dream here, y'all remember the Dream? Back in the 90s, he was like the hottest producer. I know 2000s, right? 2000. He was making hit after hit. I think he was even charging like $50K, to get him to put together some music for you. He was in high demand. So the Dream is defending himself because he was on that show. And so social media erupted after this clip from that show resurfaced. And people are questioning his stance on colorism, but he's saying he's not a colorist. And the show came on in 2017. It was a competition series for aspiring entertainers. They did different challenges to get signed for a record deal. And this, let me pull up the video so you can actually see it for yourself. You can see what I'm talking about. I'll play it here. Let me share my screen so everyone can see it. Okay, y'all can see that? Let me make it bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Your future bright, shorty, your future bright. The music was bright. Smartest move of my life. Yo. That wasn't the best platform for your voice. Nope. You have a unique voice. And Britt did sound better than yours.
Okay, let me keep moving so you can see it. So this, I guess, is someone on social media commenting, and she says, these men are sick. They are dark-skinned men who are openly colorist to dark-skinned women. That girl sounded way better than the first one. What the TF? I really hate how black-skinned women suffer all the consequences of colorism. I hate it so much. They bear all the brunt of everything, is what I'm assuming they meant. Well, let me go back because I know this also included a clip of Just Brittany singing too. Hold on a second, because I want to get that clip. I can't start again while I'm lonely, broken hearted, it's hard and to get over. Well, that was the original girl singing. Let me remove the share screen. That was the original girl. I'm going to find a clip of Just Brittany singing too, so you guys can compare the two. But I can tell you right now, the dark-skinned girl sounded way better than Just Brittany, right? Just Brittany was not even on her level. And the comments, the social media recently erupted. I don't know. They found this. They dug up this clip from 2017, and people went in. Why don't we start? Bishop, what are your thoughts on colorism? Do you think the Dream, Rick Ross, the Dream has been known to only date light-skinned women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Dream was over the show, because, a lot of producers have their hands in it too. I can't speak for the Dream, but from what I've seen with the Rick Ross situation, him being over it, it's actually in the handbook of hip hop. You get your lighter skinned woman, and they pretty much suppress the men that do date darker women. So they'll even in NBA they do the same thing. Like they have dark skinned wives, they won't show them as much. You know what I mean? They won't give them as much airtime. So I kind of can see that it is colors, because especially talent should speak for itself. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of, oh, she has the look. Well, do she has the talent? Because I'm sorry, when I play my CD player, when I'm not CD player, that's so old. When I play my Apple Music, I'm not looking at you. I'm listening to what you're singing. So if you ain't got no vocal skills, if you ain't got what it takes to spit rhymes, I'm pressing next. So this whole got the whole package and all this other stuff, because she fits hip hop standards. I think it's goofy. We need to come back in the talent. So it's definitely has a lot to do with industry standards, with what they deem to be beautiful black. So yeah.
Just to backtrack a little, the Dream has only been married, and he's currently married to lighter skinned women. He was married to Nivea. Remember Nivea from back in the day? Mm-hmm. She was from that group Black. I really liked her. Then he divorced her and he got married to Christina Milian in 2009. Mm-hmm. She's very light. Now he's currently married to Lonnie Martinez, and she's pretty light skinned too. So,
Mm-hmm.
But Rick Ross, all his children are dark. So that tells me all the baby mamas are dark. I have that video. Let me play it for you guys. I'm going to share my screen again and then play it for you guys so y'all can see it. Okay. Let me make it the entire screen. Okay, y'all can see that. Okay.
Could I get a 6-1 cigar, please? Send your sweet tea. I got a fine cigar over here to the side.
Just Ricky, you got me for the whole night. Baby, we gon' get it right. Oh yeah, I don't like no weedish. It must be in the sleep with. Oh no, if we fuck with a boss, no worries at all. I can give you everything you need.
Your future bright, shorty, your future bright.
The music was bright. Smartest move I like.
I knew the song Boss Vibes that I did was going to get Ross's attention because I went to his past and I redid something and I put my own little twist to it and he liked it. My whole goal of this whole competition is to be the first lady of MMG. That's what I want. I can look this good and I can get a lot of attention, but I use my valedictorian mind skills and I make sure I take care of my business. Me and another person had the same beat.
I'm really curious who has the other beat she has the same beat. Oh, Kaya.
So y'all be able to hear the difference in R&B and hip hop.
Shots fired.
Kaya and I, we had the same beat. I wasn't trying to be mean or catty or anything. I just had to put it out there because I had to save myself.
Kaya, you better deliver, Kaya. I believe in you, Kaya.
I can get my heart and all my love. I'll give you back because I need to the judge. And I don't need nobody telling me that this is what's done. You'll see. So maybe we should run away.
That wasn't the best platform for your voice.
Nope.
You have a unique voice. And Britt did sound better than yours.
They like mine's best, so it is what it is.
Every time you present your music, you better be a superstar.
My song is original. I wrote it myself. Brittany used the same exact melody and the same ad-libs. You didn't change anything. I think he was so blinded by the butt that he's not even paying attention like that. Brittany cheated. She was kind of like a hypocrite. Even if we're supposed to be competition, I would never hate on someone.
Her doing the same melody as Maybach music and her getting put on a pedestal, that's crazy. I don't want to be petty, but like she just thinks it's the Britney show. That's music business for me.
All right, y'all. So we saw that. Let me turn that off. Okay. So you see it for yourself. To me, in my opinion, dark-skinned young ladies sounded way better. That's just my opinion. Schoolboy, sound off. What are your thoughts?
I know some little tea about Mr. Ross and how he gets down. Because I worked at a hotel and I know how he approached my friend. And I've heard about the way he talks, the backstory of this. See, that girl did end up winning. She slept with him and then still ended up career not going anywhere. So in the end, she ended up with the egg on her face and then ended up on Love and Hip Hop for 2 seconds. So in the end, it didn't go anywhere for her. But you know, once again, like we had the conversation the other night, I have been in spaces where straight men are, and that straight black men that do not like darker women. They don't. They have a preference of looking at more exotic, racially ambiguous women that look a certain way. If you look at the Chris Browns, if you look at all the Bow Wows, the Futures, if you look at their baby mothers, they all look the same. They're interchangeable heifers. They all look the same. Everybody is either looking Malaysian and black, or they're Dominican and black, or there's something exotic. The purpose is you like to have something that's exotic because a lot of times the guy that they're with is unattractive. I don't care how much weight he lose. I don't care what he look like. He's an unattractive dude. And normally, if he didn't have the money in the bag, in the cars and things, those women wouldn't give him play. They wouldn't even breathe the air that he breathes because he wouldn't even have the money to even approach them. I've been around enough straight women to know. And they will entertain an ugly dude just to get their bills paid or to do this or do that. They don't have any interest in them. But if you got the money, I give you a little bit of my time. But if they sleep with them, no. Most of my homegirls, they don't. Okay, because they're able to get the gift of gab to make you think that you finna get something, and you don't get nothing at all, sir, but paying her bills. So, at this point, this should not be surprising to people in the industry. This has happened for years. If you catalog it back to even when hip hop first started, like you have always seen them with lighter shaded women. Because guess what? It gets them into spaces with white faces and allows them to do business with them for them to be more accepted at the table. It's all about acceptance at the table. If I don't want a dark-skinned woman, because if we're the same complexion, I'm less likely to get accepted at the table to make the business moves and to expand my repertoire with these people. It's all about acceptance because once I get to the table, the hell with everybody else, I've got to what I want, which is the table. And if you come in with a white woman or a racially ambiguous woman, or, she can be black, but she got to be a certain tone woman, I can get to these tables and I can make these business deals. It's never about really having a true connection. It's about what the woman looks like. And like I said, you look at Instagram, it ain't nothing but interchangeable heifers. They all look the same. I don't even know who's who no more.
Right. Yeah, good points. Tamara Clark, thank you so much for the super chat. She goes, please say her name. It's Kaya. She deserves to be known as much as just Brittany's name is being said. Love you, Monica. You're absolutely right. Much respect to that sister. Her name is Kaya. Y'all heard it. Schoolboy, you are getting a lot of love in the chat tonight. You're spilling tea. Shanitra, sound off. Do you feel that the dream and the industry is just twisted?
Well, I feel like the hip hop industry, I feel like this is kind of a backwards conversation. The whole conversation about colorism and hip hop is oxymoronic. Hip hop was built on misogynoir, which means it was built on, black men, black straight men, and their hangups. And a lot of their hangups did tend to be lighter complected women with hair that wasn't all the way 4C or 5C, was not 9 ether hair. Like, this is just what it's always been. It's not new. It's not new at all. And for them, when they say you have the look, it's the look that is typical for hip hop. Back in the day, the MCs didn't have to be yellow. It was just all the video girls that were yellow. Okay? Then when they started browning up the video girls, and then all of a sudden hip hop changed, and now the MCs, they want them to look like the video girls, the video vixens back in the day. So now it's not even about skills. It's just Do you look like the video vixen? Are you eye candy? Do you, you know, when he was saying she sounded better, he was listening with his eyes, not with his ears at all. She sounded horrible. She sounded like two cats in a burlap sack. I thought that I wanted to call Peter. It was real bad. But he was looking at her aesthetic. That's what he was interested in. And I'm glad Schoolboy said it because I was sure going to. We you know we can scream colorism all day. This wasn't colorism. This was cash and carry. She gave a little bit of this for a little bit of that. You know, this girl went right on Love and Hip Hop and started going with Lovely Mimi's husband. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's a stray cat. She another one with a friendly cat. So, you know, sometimes it's colorisms and sometimes it's just hoisms, and we gotta just call it what it is.
Amen.
Okay. Now that little dark girl was gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. But you know what else I saw? She had virtue, and virtue don't get you ahead in this business. Okay, virtue will get you ahead in the church. She can be a nice evangelist, but if she want to work with those type of men, she gonna have to get a little dirty, and her cat gonna have to get real friendly. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh, very well said. Absolutely. Marcella, sound off. I know you've been eager to go ahead, girl. Sound off.
Girl, my first boyfriend was Melly Mel. And when he cheated on me, it was with light-skinned girls. But when he wanted to come home and be comforted and loved, he came to me. And I was just young and dumb. But I'm telling you that Kaya sounded so good. Rick Ross was looking at the booty and what he could pass around to his friends. And he did a little shopping at a store above Walmart to get what he needed from her, and she didn't go anywhere. I am telling you, even Diddy loved a dark woman. He might have messed around with everybody, but he loved Kim. So, and another thing about Rick Ross, I like men like Rick Ross. I like men with that's blah 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 and got bellies because that's my playground. I married one, okay? I don't like skinny men. So it wasn't his money. Rick Ross got, you know, I think Rick Ross is getting these young fine girls because of that money. But honey, give me Rick Ross' phone number. I'm gonna act like that's the merry-go-round of my life, okay? So I'm telling you, at that moment, those men were looking at her breast and her booty and said she sounded good. And Kaya was thin and flat-chested and had the ebony look, and they didn't want that. But they knew that they couldn't play with the dark-skinned girl. So let's blow up little Brittany here because Kaya not going to play that mess. Even Monique Samuels told everybody that the guys wanted to touch on her, and she wasn't playing it because she was dark-skinned, and she knew that she had brains, beauty, and talent. So I think that these rappers mess with girls that don't have any talent, and they know that if they like the bag, they can get a pair, not even Louis Vuittons, they can get a Dolce Gabbana little bag and turn up and do everything. So I really feel that at this point it wasn't colorism because everything on Lil Brittany was fake hair, fake breast, fake booty. And he just knew that if he blew her up, she was going to blow him up later. She was going to get him neck and throat and everything. And he got rid of her as soon as he can because Rick Ross' real woman is dark skinned. She is not a light skinned woman. So what they do is take care of the women they love, and they will mess over and pass the person on. I'm telling you, look at Miss Light Lori Harvey getting passed around. Nobody is like making her the woman of their dreams. So now we got to take a look at it. We need to educate our women that stop giving it up. It is your body is your temple. Stop doing that. But I love them black people now. I would have gave Rick Ross money I would have gave him some if he worked at McDonald's. So stop playing. Stop playing.
Thank you, Marcella, because a lot of these chicks like the fat dude. How I know? because I've been big most of my life. So they love to holler at you on the back end with their skinny dude that they show up with. So it's the same thing with this colorism stuff. They show up with that light skin thing, but they got a dark skinned woman at home. So it's the same thing. Playing games. Come on,
Marcella, did you say Rick Ross's belly is your playground?
My husband got one. That is my playground. Do you know that if I can't even tell y'all before dark what I would do with a big boy, honey, and make their stomach like a surfboard. Come on now. The big boys, they be doing it, honey. Everybody think because they got a big stomach, they ain't got down there. Girl, my husband got luggage. Stop playing.
Buddha pump.
Child, sound
Buddha pump.
in on this conversation. I need you to get in on that.
It is what it is. It is the industry. It is colorism, but it's all the other isms as well. And it's been going on for a long time. Brittany is smart. And this is why I always tell women have to be empowered. And you can't necessarily fault a woman who is in survival mode and who is using whatever she got to get what she wants. If you watch that video and you know about music and listen to songs and know the original Rick Ross record, she played up that outfit, she played up that hair, she played up them titties and that booty, and she played to Rick Ross's ego. Rick Ross is the boss, honey, and what's the name of her song? Boss Vibes. And the whole song was about her having sex with a boss. So, of course, that's going to sound good to him. Beautiful Kaya was talking about love in her lyrics and the struggles of a relationship. Them men didn't want to hear that. I'm like Marcella. I love, or used to anyway, original Rick Ross, the hustling, every day I'm hustling, push it to the limit, Rick Ross. Baby, I loved big Rick Ross, but him and T.I. and some more people, the more they opened their mouth, I was like, oh no, I could never do it, because they're too misogynist. You got to look at the whole ambiance of the room. Everybody else sitting there listening to the lyrics. This man is sitting there getting a rub down from some random lady, rubbing on his shoulders, rubbing on his bald head. At the end of everything, he's a businessman, as Schoolboy said. So he's always going to look at his bottom line. I look at some of his interviews about his chicken wing restaurants, and he always talks about his investments. So as everybody said, his main piece is a dark chocolate Nubian woman, but everything else is about the image. He wants the image that all of these light, bright, exotic women are chasing after the boss. So he has to keep selling that. We all know he used to be the corrections officer, and now he's super hard, and now he's the businessman. So he has to constantly combat that image, and that is what he's doing. And I'm sad that Kaya fell victim to that. I pray and hope that she gets her big break. But, I think also things are just coming more to light now. But if we look back at the older competition shows, if people would be shocked if they went back and dug up some Making the Band. It was plenty of people there that needed to be in that band. But because Diddy was set on creating a rainbow of colors, he only picked, he needed a white one, he needed an Asian one, he needed a light skin black, a dark skin black. Like, that's just how they were doing it. And they still are.
Very well said, Plaz. And I agree with you totally.
And to add to Plaz, Diddy also wanted dumb people that he could take advantage of and screw over out of their royalties.
Diddy's the worst. I mean, any artist coming up in the industry, now he's not even pretending to be, a producer and A&R. He's more of a businessman. He's into the Ciroc and stuff. But all those artists that were under his tutelage, where are they now? Either in jail or dead, or just all screwed up in the head. Diddy is the worst. He's a predator, if you ask me.
He will protect his daughters, though. He will protect those twins.
I
You
don't
better
even
believe
know.
that.
I don't even know about that either. I don't trust him. I mean, yeah, Kim's death. I'm not going to say nothing, but the vibe I get is not good. It's not. You know, I don't know if it was insurance money. I don't want to speak on it, but I don't trust him at all. He is like the devil himself to me, Diddy. But anyway, Steph, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, colorism is real and Schoolboy done spilled too much tea. Yeah. Love y'all. Monica, you are the best. Oh, that was so nice. Thank you, Steph. Really appreciate you. I like a lot of the stuff that Ples said about Rick Ross. He really is a businessman, isn't he? And just Brittany is smart. She really is. You got to use what you got to get what you want. And she used, even from the song selection, right? She's a pretty smart girl.
All of those guys, Rick Ross is very smart. 2 Chainz is very smart.
Yes,
and
I love him.
He played around, but he went and married the one that held on for the longest, that he's been with for the longest. Who else? Oh, Future. As F-boy as Future is, he is very smart. Don't tell you and your children to do the Molly Percocets, but he don't.
Nope.
He don't even. So that, you know, I hate that our men seem to have such a low moral compass on some things. If you don't do it yourself, quit selling it to these children. Because like I said in our other music conversation, I listen to this type of stuff. My mama didn't like it. If she caught me with it, she would throw it away. But I also knew that it was just fantasy. All the gangster rap, all the West Coast, East Coast beef, even the stuff that's out now. You know, catch me at a little kickback. You gonna see me vibing out to some of the music, but I'm worried that our kids now, either from their home life or what, they're not seeming to understand that this is nothing that you actually want to live. You know, I get in the gym and I'm playing hustling, and I think I'm a drug dealer, but I'm not. I'm just trying to get through this workout. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, I just want our kids to know you can have fun, but these lifestyles are not a lifestyle you actually want to live. In fact, your favorite artists don't live these lifestyles.
They
So
don't.
take it for the entertainment it is.
Right. But the real that now, if y'all really want to be real about that though, the problem with it and the danger is that for some of these children, it's not fantasy. It's the guy who lives next door. It's the chick across the street. So it's way too close to home. So when you make music and you glorifying, you know, whipping the work and flicking the wrist, and they see people who's actually doing that, it's not just fantasy, it's a commercial. You know, go out there and do it. Like right now, we got this whole ratchet culture, which is another thing that, you know, little Miss Brittany, just Brittany, was feeding off of the ratchet culture. These men know that people like ratchets right now. You know, that thing when once that became a thing, you know, the little girl Kaya, the young lady, beautiful as she was, she didn't look like a little ratchet pop at all. So they were grabbing somebody who fit the description. And what's sad is we're seeing it from both sides, and people are seeing it as, oh, she lost an opportunity. But the reality is sometimes rejection is God's protection. Hello, good night. You don't want to be chosen for anything, okay? It's a compliment that they didn't choose you because you didn't fit the description of the ratchet pop. Okay? That's not a good look. But that's what's going on. They're advertising things that are really in these children's reality. Okay? I didn't know how real it was. I'm old. I got grown kids. But you know, every now and then they drop some stuff in my lap. I'm with you, Miss Marcella. I only heard about the throat situation yesterday. Scared the hell out of me. But you know, this is real for some of these people. That's that's just what it is. And like I said, hip hop has always been misogynistic. It's always been colorist. It's never been pro-woman. You know, it's a reason why up until now you only saw one female MC in the game. Or if you had more than one, they tried to pit one against the other. Come on now. This ain't new. And I want people to quit acting like it's new because they just got woke 5 minutes ago. It ain't new. It's been going on.
parenting is not the same either. So
no, it's
parenting is
not.
not the same at all. And I'm sorry, but some of these kids is being raised by a parent that's half their age, and instead of them trying to be a parent, they're trying to be a friend and a homegirl, and they kicking it and all this. They letting their kids do stuff in their house and be grown and have boyfriends living in and all that stuff. That's not something that I grew up with. You know, I didn't grow up like that. So, you know, like I said, this generation is throwed off. I'm sorry, past the millennials. This Gen Z is too wild for me. I can't get with it. Halftime, I don't even know what half of these people saying on these songs. Don't ask me.
Right. But you gotta understand, you know, Generation X was an experiment generation. So these are now the parents that's grown up to be in their 40s and 50s. Their kids are now 30 and something, you know, in between, and their grandchildren's like 15. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, a lot of, you know, I can really get into it, but it's too deep. So I'll probably have to just talk about it another time.
I'm sorry, Bishop. Go ahead, sweetheart.
No, I was saying, you know, we talk about the guys and why they prefer these dark-skinned dudes like light-skinned women. It goes a lot deep, the psychology, especially when they were young boys, because they was told, do not bring that nappy-headed boy to my house. And I was one of them boys that was told that, you know, don't bring that nappy-headed boy to my house. But luckily I had parents who loved me and told me who I was. I didn't have that complex, but I had friends that had that complex. And the light-skinned girl that rolled up on him said, "Oh, you're cute. You're a cute chocolate boy. You go where you like."
And and like I'm saying, we need to teach our kids, they are our future. And if they keep thinking that white people are superior to them, then we're not going to have no black leaders. We need to educate our kids, because I'm going to tell you, when I was in college, I can listen to anybody and still get my education and know that, you know, when I was in school, they used to call me Black Bony Bone Brown because I was little. And now, I mean, I could buy breasts and stuff, but I want somebody to admire me for my wit and what I can do for you. You got kids now that these young girls, 16 years old, putting weave in their hair, gotta have long nails and dumb as bricks. We have to educate our children, you know, that you don't have to be accepted by these rappers. Accept yourself. And that's what I teach about on my page. You got to accept yourself. And when you start doing that, you can get any man you want. But me, I like the big boys.
Yeah.
Hey.
I just wanted to leave this comment up really quick. Are you saying Diddy had her killed? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that.
Nobody said
I'm not
nothing.
saying that, but something like that. You know, listen. Yes, Marcella, you're preaching. Absolutely. I remember one of the new young rappers said, "I'm already too dark. I don't want to have a dark baby. That saddened me. These babies aren't proud of who they are." They're very true. I had a cousin tell me he didn't like his complexion. He was too dark. I just, listen, love yourself. Teach your kids to love themselves. You got a brown baby, call that brown baby Brown Betty, you know, compliment them, tell them they're beautiful chocolate, you know, brown chocolate. That's what I do with my babies, you know. And I have one baby that's light and one baby that's brown. And the light-skinned baby came to me and said, you know, when she was much younger, she said, because she could read. She taught herself how to read when she was 3. She's a real smart girl. And she said that she read something about light skin being better. And I said, well, where did you read that? And she said, it popped up on my iPad, and I had to explain. I had to sit her down, unfortunately. Fortunately, but unfortunately, I had this conversation about loving ourselves, how Black comes in various complexions. There's brown, there's medium, there's caramel, there's light. But at the end of the day, we're all Black. We're all Black. And that's how white people look at us, as Black. You're beautiful, but so is your sister. And so is your brother. You know what I mean? You gotta teach your kids.
You have to, because
what I was
separation.
taught, if you ain't white, you ain't right.
Right.
No, I'm not right, but I'm greater. Because the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Amen.
Amen.
Marcella, you got that Hennessy on deck, child?
I love it.
I can tell when the Hennessy on deck.
Ain't nobody tell me I'm not pretty. Lord, I'm 55 and can twerk like I am 15. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, God. When the Henny hit that system, child, ain't no telling. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take some calls.
I'm a pimp by blood, not relation.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
Don't get me started, Monica. That's my jam.
I'm trying to remember what that Just Britney song is. I really like it a lot.
It is. I looked it up. It's what you said. It's right cheek, left cheek. That's it, girl. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Oh, okay. That's my jam.
Oh my
When it's on the radio, they still play it on the radio. You know, I'm in the country in the South. They play that like at least once.
They do.
And I like it too. It was a couple of people on that song too, like 3 other rappers too with her, but it was good. Really, really good. Oh, we got Dr. Ivy in the building. Hey, Dr. Ivy.
EVA.
Hey,
Dr. EVA. Oh my God.
Dr. EVA.
I'm so sorry, Dr. EVA.
That's okay. How are you guys?
Good. How are
Wonderful.
you?
How are you doing?
I'm great. I love this whole conversation, honestly. Do you think I could touch on like the whole Kenya situation?
Absolutely. Whatever you want to touch on. Yes.
Okay. Well, I wish her healing. And all I can say is for anyone going through a separation, a divorce, or a new change in their life, again, therapy is always an option. Okay, and journaling and all that stuff. But again, now if you're going to be dating again, I mentioned this to the teacups before, go to your doctor and get checked out and just make sure that everything is nice and healthy, in particular like getting STD checked, because it's good to say on such and such date I was negative. And actually, exactly, right? And actually, like I actually was starting to develop a clinic of young girls. And this was a question that came up a lot, was about kind of contraception. How do I protect myself? So I became like really good at, counseling about these issues, because it does just come up all the time. So what I would say is just, if you're starting a new situation or a new relationship or a new fling, whatever it is, everyone needs to bring their paperwork to the table beforehand. And I think you earn respect. I think that's another way to earn respect and just protect yourself.
That kills the vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't, because I always ask about when was the last time. Let me see them papers.
Yeah.
I mean, you make me stand up much stronger when I know you're negative.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to say about this young lady, you said Kaya, right? The singer. You know what? Actually, the whole situation just reminded me of my own experience. And I think a lot of women who have a dream, we all have to perform. All of us. We all have to perform. And there are, like Dream and Rick Ross, they are gatekeepers in that industry. On that show, for what they're trying to do, they are gatekeepers. So I can relate a lot to what they were, going through, this young lady, Kaya, because I've had to do the exact same thing where I'm getting, in like medical training, I'm being compared to other people, like medical students, residents, fellows. And it's like, actually, I could do the exact same thing and it's a problem if I do it, but someone else, it's cute. And I will never forget this scenario. I remember that, in the operating room, like when you're doing surgery and you have to go to the operating room, there's a protocol, and you have to stick to the protocol. Otherwise you can risk contamination. And I remember I accidentally contaminated like one of the lights. And I remember like everyone just like getting so mad at me, the surgeons, the surgical techs, and I felt ridiculed and publicly humiliated for a simple mistake. When I was young, I was young in my training. Simple mistake. Literally, I tell you, 2 days later, I was in the same OR with the same people, and another medical student did the exact same thing. The same light he accidentally, touched and contaminated. They all laughed like, "Oh, how cute." I was infuriated.
Oh my, yeah, I'm not surprised, Dr. EVA.
I was
even hard in your industry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. You guys saw this on, the Scandal episode with Olivia and her dad. You have to be 4 times better to get half of what they get.
Mm-hmm.
So I already know when I see people of my complexion, even a drop, if I see them, I already know that they're exceptional to get to this point. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's not just medicine. It's not just healthcare. I'm sure that's true for any industry. You don't have to be the most professional, but I'm just saying for anybody who has a dream and is working, I could totally relate to like just being treated unfairly. Now I'm just Brittany, she did a great job, but I know what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just sad. And the other thing I was just thinking about were 2 lessons I learned from this. Number 1, know your objective. Like, what are you actually trying to accomplish? If you're trying to win the show, you know what to do to win the show. If you're trying to get into the music industry, the best predictor is the past. Look at what other people are doing and, make it yourself. So you have to be able to understand, like, what am I up against and what is it going to require with your own spin, okay? The second thing is that you also have to know your audience. I knew the people I was working with. I knew the attendings or supervising physicians I'm working with, what they like, what they don't like, because my grade depends on it, or my evaluation depends on it. Would I do certain things? I feel like, would I do certain things in general? Maybe not. But if I'm going to be working with this person and I need that grade, you do what you have to do to get that grade so that long term, I too can become a gatekeeper. And have so I think we're all hustling. And at the end of the day, you know what? I think we all have to, consider ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Have your own platform, build your own.
Would you say dumb down, Dr. Evie? Would you recommend someone dumb down?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't say dumb down, but sometimes, if it means not play the role, play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it means holding my tongue for now until I get through this stage, then I'm going to do that. That goes back to what I'm saying. Know your objective.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you think Wendy kept saying she had 4 degrees, because she didn't feel like she was getting that respect?
I think she did, honestly, a half of that for TV. I think part of that was just TV and just for the theatrics of it. But my only issue with Wendy is not her number of degrees. My issue was her kind of, I thought, sometimes like putting other people down as a result. I mean, come on. So, I mean, for every industry, I think we just need to work our hardest and go as far as possible so that we too can become our own gatekeepers. All of you guys have your own YouTube platforms. You control the content. You control the messaging. You can upload a video when at your leisure and what's important to you. I mean, that ownership, no matter what level, it can't be taken from you. And that's self-satisfying, that's pride. So I mean, I just have to bring it back to Monica. Thank you for this platform. And thank you to all of the panelists for your contributions and all of your platforms too. I mean, this is gold.
Yeah, Dr. Eve, I completely agree with you. My mama always taught me when I would fuss about law school, you can't change a system from outside. So
Mhm.
sometimes you do have to bend a little to get inside. The key is to not forget why you got there once you're in the inside. Don't let it change you. You change it.
Mhm. Very well said. Very well said.
I totally agree.
Mhm.
The one thing that I think the thing that's gotten me through is just I've had an incredible family and support system. But also, honestly, it's just like sometimes just faking it till you make it. I have to like generate my own confidence. Sometimes when I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I haven't slept, I feel uncomfortable or it's new, this is crazy. You need that confidence because you cannot break. It's always a performance.
I was
That
asked one time, "Are you the smartest person in the room?" And I said yes. And someone said, "But you're the dumbest person in the room because you should never be the smartest
I
person in
agree.
the room."
I
Right.
agree.
And that's why I learned. So I go in there with my mouth closed, and then when it's time for me to execute, I turn them out. I act like I just had a Henny and Coke.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
hear you. I hear you. Sometimes you might actually be the smartest one in the room, but maybe may not have the power. If you're not the gatekeeper, if you're not the president of the
Right.
organization, I mean,
It's also strategy. You know, you have to
yeah,
be strategic with that.
yeah,
You have to be smart enough to know when to keep your mouth shut.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Observe, watch, see the culture, the lay of the land, and what the culture is. That's just my recommendation. And I know there's a lot of teacups who are feeling what I'm saying because you have a
Absolutely.
lot. Like when I watch what's going on in the chat, you have a lot of people who are really smart, aggressive in pursuing their dreams. You have a lot of diverse people. It's not just African or African American or anything. You have a lot of people on this chat who are trying to make it happen. And I will say that, like, literally, my existence where I go is a revolution. The existence of you all, Black women in particular, is a revolution in and of itself. Period.
Very well said. Very well said. Power to the people. Power to
That was on my spirit,
the
guys.
Dr. EVA, thank you, my love. Thank you for gracing us with your intelligence and just being a calming spirit to this chat. We
Mhm.
again, you know, you and I are talking. We got to do something once a week where we can provide therapy and have honest and open discussions about this kind of stuff within our community because we need smart, intelligent perspective from the folks on this panel and experts like you. So thank you, my queen. Thank
Oh,
you.
so
Mhm,
sweet. Love you
mhm.
guys.
Love you
I'll be
too.
I'll be
watching.
in the area next Friday, Dr. EVA. I'll be in the area. I'm gonna go to Eddie V for dinner, and then on Friday night, and on Saturday night, I'll be at the Four Seasons.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Mhm.
gonna DM you. Okay. Awesome. All right.
Yes. All right. Bye, Dr.
All
EVA.
right.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
great evening. I'm gonna bring on D. Hey D, how you doing?
Hey, hey
Hey.
everybody.
D,
You know, I
before
love
you
you
get
guys.
started, love you too. I just want to acknowledge Stout. Thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, great show, guys.
Oh, yes, it is
Thank
such a good
you.
show. And I
Mhm.
just want to say, Marcella, you crack me up. Keep the Hennessy. Keep the Hennessy. You crack me up. And I feel you. I like them round. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I just wanted to say
Black.
something about Kenya and Mark. Now, I know what y'all going to say, and I'm not a big fan at all of Kenya. But watching her last season get dragged like that for Mark, it was not pleasure for me, y'all. It was not. I'm sorry. I hated seeing it. I just felt like no woman deserves to be treated like this. She got her karma, yes, because all that with Apollo was totally wrong. And I feel like that's why she's able to, how she's getting treated now is why she's able to say, oh, I was wrong, or whatever the case may be. She sees it, she feels it, she's sitting in it. But I hated the way he was dogging her. I hated it. I think that a lot of people said that they feel like Kenya was paying him and things like that. Even if that's the case, I really think he never liked her at all. I think he used her too. the whole time. I honestly think he was like, look, I ain't paying you no dust. I think he hoodwinked her. He probably was nice for the first like 2 weeks, got her draws. Did he need you want a baby? Okay, Greg, give you baby. Ain't nothing. I have been babies. You know, he ain't had none. He had babies. And gave her what she wanted, and boom. He knew he was not gonna last. He probably had a mark on his calendar, ended on this date. Oh yeah, she had them payments on time. But I think that he did not care at all. I think that he got her, he hoodwinked her, he about to get his show. And I look at it like this, hey, because if it was the other way around, if Kenya had like the up and up the whole time and he wasn't able to dog her, oh, she would have dragged him through the mud. She would have done him so dirty. So I'm kind of like, I mean, get your show. I'm gonna watch it. You know, I'm gonna watch the show. Get your little dating on. We want to see what you like, what you don't like. Let's see the real you, Mark. Let's see. You know, so I'm ready for that. And the whole Just Britney thing, I did remember her being on Love and Hip Hop for 2 minutes. It was really like 1 minute and 30 seconds, but okay. So she was on there for like, and she was on the same thing she was doing on Sign, trying to mess around with Stevie J and she was doing the same thing. That's her MO. You know, I will agree with Ples. It was a smart thing she did by incorporating what he wants and what you see what he's into. You see that, but everybody know that girl, Kaya, had a bomb voice. And after seeing the whole, because I didn't see the whole thing. So after seeing the whole thing, yes, she is, the whole clip of it all, I honestly don't feel like it was colorism. I really do feel like it was because she liked the way she looked. You know what I'm saying? He was not in no mood. He was chilling with a cigar, asking for a cigar, getting rubbed on. He was not trying to hear none of that she was saying. He didn't hear nothing. All he saw was curves. He ain't hear nothing. He probably already smashed her by that point, so she had to win. So I don't think it was colorism. I honestly think that he just was seeing what he wanted. And as far as the dream, he is just, I agree. He's had nothing but those type of women. He's never, I don't even really want to say it's just him. It's just the industry and how it is, period. The black women, the darker, it's not better for them. It's not going to work. It's not marketable. We can't do this and we can't do that. But my thing is, and I agree with Bishop, it's like, okay, yeah, she got the look, but what about the talent? It's like, y'all don't care. Like, we are listening for the talent, not the look. We don't see you on the radio.
You don't need talent nowadays.
See you. Like, I don't.
Yeah, you don't need talent.
Exactly. So it's like
booty. You know,
that's the thing with the dream being there, though.
Whoever they want to make up.
Well, that's the thing with the dream being there, though. He's a super producer. Y'all forget he wrote Umbrella, and then Umbrella, that was his biggest thing for Rihanna. So he knows no matter how bad Just Britney's voice is, she got everything else that they like. He can music magic that voice. He can put a good beat on that voice. So that's why for him, it was like the lyrics are there, the body is there, the hair is there. All I gotta do is hit a couple of these equalizer buttons, and we got a star. Sad but true.
Well said. All right, y'all need to go and follow Dee on YouTube. She does mukbang, and she's
I'm always eating.
And she's just such a beautiful. I'm
always talking mess too.
Yes, and she's a beautiful sister. I just love her. Y'all go follow Dee.
You know I love you, Monica. I'm always here.
Yes, you are. Thank you for the support. Love you. Have a good night. Bye.
And can I kind of talk about the double standard with Kenya, like in lighter men? People see it as her as liking as a preference. You know, she preferred dating lighter guys. But when the dream is married and dating a bunch of lighter women, it's like, oh, he's colorist. But could it not just be that's his preference? Because I don't hear him dogging dark-skinned women out. He just preferred dating lighter women. Could it not just be preference?
Can I speak to that? Can I speak to that, Bishop?
Yeah.
Can I speak to that?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think sometimes we get a little too gung-ho with the isms. Okay. I think what we're seeing when we see certain patterns of behavior, sometimes we're seeing a little bit of sickness. Sometimes we're seeing insecurity. Everything is not an ism. Everything is not, oh, I dislike you because you dark. Some of these people dislike themselves because of their complexion. And they're trying to erase themselves by whom they have, relations with. I'm gonna say relations, okay? I ain't had no Hennessy. So what's going on with Kenya? Kenya don't like herself. She made comments before about her other siblings that was living with her dad and they was lighter than her. So when you start seeing these behaviors, it's a reason she's doing that. Kenya wanted her a little light-skinned baby because Kenya was trying to erase herself. That's what she was doing. Just like a lot of these men that don't like themselves, they trying to erase themselves. Like Miss Marcella was saying, they don't want no little dog baby. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't like yourself, I don't necessarily see that as a colorism. That's a self-hate issue. Just like when we was talking about the difference between Kaya's beautiful voice and Brittany, whatever her name is, Brittany can't hold a note. It wasn't about colorism, that was holisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to sometimes call a thing, and I think we get lazy and just throw everything under a label, and that just ain't what it is, man. Like, when you look at Kenya's behavior is problematic. If you watch the type of women she have a problem with, and if you pay attention, you could see the sickness and the self-hate and the insecurity all over the place. And you're right, Bishop. If she was a man, they would be screaming colorism all goddamn day. Like, she sat up there and brought that. Just like, remember last season, she brought the cookie hole on there and kept saying, "Oh, she's so beautiful." And that girl looked like a whole dude round about the face. She was like Lou Ferrigno.
She was basic.
Like, the cookies. Nah, she wasn't basic. She was strong. She was real strong. The only thing was going on was that little messy color. You understand me? And the texture of her hair. But to Kenya saw drop dead gorgeous because of the complexion. You see what I'm saying? So, when you start seeing things, we got to stop being so lazy with it. Everything ain't colorism. Sometimes some of these people need a therapist. I'm telling you. I told y'all before, Kenya need to rent a therapist and stop renting the men down at the rental center. Now, that's what need to go on. And the same thing for the little producer fella. He needs some therapy. All us got to do work now. I got some stuff wrong with me too. Listen, I ain't been able to break up with fried chicken yet. I did him 3 times and came back. So I understand about having problems, but you got to do the work. And we got to stop being lazy as the people and throwing everything up under a label, especially when you don't fully understand the label you're using. But
And I'm glad you spoke to that, because I wanted you to hit on that, because everything is not colorism, and a lot of it is self-hatred in the community. I've seen a lot of self-hating women and men. This is why my channel is so balanced, because I see it on both ends, and they love to just throw it on one side. Oh, it's all these women, and then they throw it on it's all these men. I'm like, no, y'all both crazy. And I say it just like that on my channel, because all of y'all is creating this dysfunction to keep going on, and then instead of you doing this, the inner work, you want to blame the other person. It's like, no,
it's a lack of accountability. That's all it is.
Yeah,
we lack that in our community. Terrible. Black men lack it, and Black women lack it. And so there's a deeper metaphor. I have sat and asked men, well, why is it that? Why? Tell me why that's your preference. And a lot of times they can't even tell me. They can't articulate why that's their preference. And so it's like, okay, but you saying that she's so much. A woman is a woman. Only difference that changes is the skin tone, because they all crazy. If you ask me, it don't matter what the tone is, but you are just saying you can't express to me, but you feel so highly as of why you date this type of woman. Well, tell me why you date. I'm educate me. But and then it's sad that they can't.
But they can't. They actually can't. They actually can, schoolboy. And the reason why I know you probably thinking that they can't, but you're still a woman. But when they talk to me, it's like, I got this when I was a younger guy. Same reason with a lot of dark-skinned Black girls, they'll say, I got this. And same thing with light-skinned girls, my hair got cut by a dark-skinned girl. So it's always a trail of pain when they were kids. And they would tell these stories, and I'm like, dang, that's deep. And it just makes you think about it. It's like, yeah, I remember that happened to me, but I had to push it out, because growing up, my parents were like, no, you worth it, son. They'll tell me that stuff. So it didn't affect me as much, and didn't affect my sister as much. So these little nuances, especially when their mom and dad is hustle and bustle, and they're raised by parents that probably divorced or a single mother, so they don't get that inner thing that gives them confidence. So a lot of that stuff happens.
They can't tell you, schoolboy, because it goes back to vulnerability. And the reality is a lot of people in our community struggle with vulnerability. Being vulnerable means I'm exposed, I'm weak. And if I give you the keys to attack me, you will eventually use them to attack me, which is why I advocate everybody go get a therapist. This person is going to listen to you and help you work out those issues. Because it actually is still colorism. Colorism is the root of self-hate. But yes, I do agree that there's a double standard when we don't call it out in women, because it is exactly the same thing. In the country, we like to call them color struck. Oh, girl, she color struck.
Yep.
And it's because, as Bishop said, somewhere on the schoolyard, and this is also why y'all got to teach y'all kids to stop being such meanies and bullies. But who was that? Princess said it yesterday. Back in the day, we used to call. Well, I didn't, but not saying I wouldn't. I might call you something else. But we used to call. You could hear an African booty scratcher on the playground.
Oh,
You
yes.
could hear a dirt diver. Oh, girl, look, he a dirt diver. He a mud bug. That's what we used to call him in Mississippi, baby. We'll call you blackity black.
Blue black.
And it comes, you could even hear it again if you had grandparents growing up. I hate it. I have a beautiful aunt who's very dark. And her mother, my grandmother, used to call her, oh, go get black ass so-and-so. And we would be like, what? Her own child.
Her own
You
child.
know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But my aunt rejected that, and very much to this day, she holds herself in high esteem, as she should. But it starts at home, and that's why a lot of people need to go get therapy. And please do it before you have children, because you subconsciously pass this stuff down to your children.
Absolutely.
And so some dudes get in denial and say they don't say, oh, she pretty for a dark skinned girl, but my sister used to hear that all the time. And I remember hearing that on the panel. I'm like, you lying, because you may not have heard it, but I remember them saying that to my sister, like, oh, you very pretty for a dark skinned chick.
Oh yeah, it's always
like,
for a dark skinned chick. Yeah, that's very common.
Yeah.
But it's the beauty is commercialized. The European standard of beauty is all Black people see and know, and that's why Black women are killing each other for bundles. I mean, they're literally shooting you up for bundles. Okay, that's why I don't mess with that kind of stuff. Young ladies are losing their lives. They're robbing these beauty supplies for the bundles. I mean, they wear the green contacts and blonde hair of all. That concept just never got to me.
I'm sick of
Why
that.
would a Black woman put blonde hair in her head? I mean, it just makes no sense to me. So the European standard of beauty is all we've been conditioned to know. And that creates, colorism. Someone left a really good quote in the chat, and they said, colorism is the daughter of racism. Exactly. Mic drop. Enough said. Linda had a question. She said, Monica, she was also on Growing Up Hip Hop. She's talking about Just Brittany, because she fought with the chick Deb Antony was managing. I forgot her name. It was Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze was the one that was after her. I just want to answer that question for y'all. Let me take another caller. I'm going to take Mika. Hey, Mika. Or is it Maika? You're on mute. You have yourself on mute.
I'm sorry, it's Mika. I don't know if you can hear me in the backstage, so I'll put it on mute just in case. But I just wanted to talk about the colorism. As you can see, I'm dark-skinned chocolate. Both of my grandmothers.
And beautiful.
Thank you so much. All of you guys are beautiful. And I want to say, I was raised by two light-skinned. Both my grandmothers were light bright. And we got to be careful with this conversation, because at some point the light brights are going to get offended. And I don't have a problem with light-skinned people, because those women, both of them, were very powerful women, and they instilled in me nothing but beauty. Okay, they instilled in me nothing but security. So I believe it's the way that you're raised, and it's being perpetuated by the media. But in real life, like dealing with light-skinned people, I don't have that problem. It's probably dealing with Caucasian women, I have that problem. But light-skinned people, I don't have that problem. And also, I don't have that problem with Black men. All shades. I mean, light-skinned men love dark-skinned chocolate.
They do.
Okay, and I always get approached by high yellow men. Okay, the guy I'm dating now, he's not high yellow. He's more like Prez's complexion, like a peanut butter complexion. And so, I don't think colorism is a reality in real life. I think colorism is a reality in media life. I see it being played out, on TV and everything. And like I said, the only time I ever experienced any type of racism or colorism is always from a Caucasian woman, as a Black woman. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and I'm not saying it's not reality for someone else, I'm just saying that's my reality. Another thing I want to touch on was, we need to be comfortable in our own skin. Okay. I don't want to say disgusted, but that's the only word to describe it with these artificial women. I mean, I was born very curvy woman. I have hips, everything. I have been approached aggressively by men. Okay. I want a man to like me for what's up here. And so they get blindsided by my body instead of looking at me for who I am. So for me, it's a curse, And so I'm like, and I'm confused because I'm like, why would you want to get breast implants and then do some Me Too stuff if he mentions something about your breast? Or why would you want to get a big butt? And then if a man mentions something about you having a big butt, then you want to get offended. What was the purpose of getting it in the first place if you didn't want nobody to say nothing about it? You feel me? So I think that, just being, and then pretty soon, everybody going to have the same shape. The same ant looking shape, looking like an ant, looking weird, like some alien stuff. And then the natural body is going to be a hot commodity because men are going to get tired of looking at the same thing. They're going to want something different, So I want to touch on that. And I love all my people of color, my African-American people of color. I like them all shades. I love them. And I think that we need to get away from this. We do. In my family, we're all shades. We call ourselves the Rainbow Coalition. Okay? So we don't do that discrimination stuff. We love each other equally. And I think that as African Americans or people of African descent, we need to come together and stop letting these industry people perpetuate that what's it called? The Willie Lynch syndrome. That's a Willie Lynch syndrome. He said he was gonna divide us by age, he was gonna divide us by skin color, and he was gonna put the women against the men. We need to stop that mentality. If the letter is out there, I mean, we should wake up and just realize that's what it is. I can't believe we still brainwashed into thinking that it's a difference. Because at the end of the day, we're going to still be the N-words to the rest of them. Period.
Right. That's true. Amen. Thank you so much, Nika. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your perspectives. Stay Black, stay beautiful, and keep spreading the word, sister. Okay. All right, baby. Bye. DP, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiny Ti's wife permanently changed her eye color. Zanique, her daughter, almost lost her sight trying to do the same. Needs higher self-esteem. Yes. Zanique had to reverse the surgery for the eye color because she was going blind. It's ridiculous.
Monica, can I just say one quick thing about surgery though, and the hair color and stuff? Here's my thing. If you want for you, do whatever makes you feel happy. But if you want it because you think it's going to attract someone or get you some type of attention, let it go. But we can't just tell people be happy in your skin if they're not happy. If they want something done, every woman that goes and gets a BBL isn't going to get it just for a man to look at her, which is why they're often put off by the attention. They don't know. But what we do in our community, as soon as we get mad at somebody, we attack where we know that they're weak at. So when she don't have a booty, you say, "Oh, wide back, bad built, B."
Yep.
So what do you think that does to people?
Yeah.
Like,
Self-esteem.
people are human. So
Mhm.
yes, people develop self-esteem issues because they're like, I'm gonna take away something where you won't ever be able to talk about me again. And
Right.
unfortunately, that pushes them into bad surgeons, bad decisions. These build a flat, they can't afford the real surgery, so they go to the girl with the booty shots. If
Mhm.
you want something, do the research, save your coin, and do it for the right. Go have your therapy first, because after therapy, you might not want it. But
Mhm.
if after all of that you still want it, do what makes you happy. If the blonde hair makes you happy, sister, do it. But don't do it to look like a white woman and think blondes have more fun. I
Mhm.
like to play with hair color. Lots of women like to. We're women. We like accessories. We like changing it up. And it's nothing wrong with that. But do it for you, not these
Mhm.
people on the streets. That's
Right.
it.
Absolutely.
And
Stephanie,
I absolutely agree too with what you said, please. I agree. Therapy first. Please get therapy. Because let's be real,
mhm.
let's be very clear. Lil Kim would still be pretty if she got that therapy first. She
Oh,
would
Yes. Oh
not
my
be running around
God.
here looking like a knight.
classic example.
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta get the therapy. And I mean, like I joke a lot, y'all know I love the clown, but let's be real. A lot of us
Mhm.
have to do the work. We have to do
Mhm.
the work, and then you
Yeah.
have to address those monsters in the closet. And I know for black women, and I can't speak for black men, so Bishop, that's on you. I've been a
Mhm.
girl my whole life, I promise you.
Right.
So, as a black woman, we face that issue of having to be Supergirl. We got to
Yeah.
pretend like stuff didn't hurt us when it did.
Mhm.
And we don't address those monsters in the closet. We're not ready to be vulnerable. And when you're not ready to take accountability or to be vulnerable, then everything feels like an attack. You can't
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
keep it real and say, you know what? When you called me X, Y, and Z, that hurt me. It made me feel this way and that way. We're trained
Yeah.
not to say that we're hurt. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? A lot of us grew up during the time when, Mika was right to a degree, but, maybe she's younger. But colorism definitely existed, not in the media. I grew up with colorism and it wasn't
Mhm.
cool. I have a sister that took complexion after my father. That girl she looked better than me on my best day. On my best day, I looked like dog food standing next to my sister, who was
Mhm.
midnight black. But there were people in our community, namely the men, who called her names, called her struck matches. They called her oil
Mhm.
slicks. They called her all kinds of horrible things. They degraded her. They denigrated her to
Mhm.
the extent that she went looking for validation, even though we had the best daddy in the world. Somebody would have thought she had daddy issues when what she had was being a victim of real colorism, which is why I
Mhm.
don't take it lightly when people start calling everything colorism. I lived it and
Mhm.
it wasn't cute.
Right.
Yep.
I wasn't born in the 80s and 90s. So I remember when it was really a thing. So
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
like we got to talk about these things that are harming us. And we got to
Mhm.
be able to have these conversations without people like Danny Trash jumping in, making comments about and songs about yellow bones. People who are not a
Mhm.
part of the
Mhm.
conversation. You have no dog in this fight. The family need to sit down and wrap a taste
Mhm.
because there's some
Yeah.
sickness going on. Because Bishop is right, Schoolboy is
Mhm.
right. You look at them now. What you call them, Schoolboy? Interchangeable heifers. What did you say?
I call yeah, and I try not to be rude. I just say racially ambiguous because they're not black, but yet they want to identify with us when it's convenient to make money. But at the end of the day, if you and me we walked into the same building, you gonna scream you whatever you are. You gonna say you're not
Mhm.
black. So that's my
Mhm.
problem with it. And then my issue also is when I see things on social media and then say, oh well, that baby's so beautiful because they're like, but what about the dark-skinned babies? There's dark-skinned babies that's beautiful. Why
Mhm.
does it always have to be a light bright child? Why does it always have to be? I see football players. There was a group of NFL players with their white wives who sat down and were having something to drink and were saying that, oh yeah, because we got light skinned kids. We got this. It's my
Mhm.
problem is that black men need to stand behind black women. and support them. Stop. Why is it every time when stuff go wrong with them, you want to run and come back over here and come get the love from the Black woman? But when you out there with them, it's distance from the Black woman as well.
Mhm.
So we got a lot of work that we need to clean up in the community
Mm-hmm.
before we can really expect others to accept us and want us to have the equality when we don't even see we divide ourselves up. We don't even see ourselves as equal.
Mm-hmm. And it's vice versa too, schoolboy, because sometimes we don't get support either. So it's hatred on both sides, and it's constant throwing back and forth. And I'm to the point where I'm exhausted. I'm like, God bless y'all. Get some therapy, and I keep it pushing because I can't keep up with these fires back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephanie, we love you too. What's that noise? Is somebody moving around? Wait, hold on. Is it here? Hi, Miss Nice Nasty.
Hello
Hey.
there. How y'all doing?
Good. We're getting a little technical difficulties. Let me see. We put everybody on mute and see what's going on.
Is it me?
It might be.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I think it might be you, honey. I'm gonna put you in the backstage and bring you back, okay? Maybe you can get it worked out. Okay. Hi, Alexandria.
Oh, hi y'all. I'm sorry, I'm up here doing homework.
That's okay.
Get your study on.
How you doing, girl?
Trying to become a nurse, so
yes, a lot.
Hey, nursing
pulling my hair
school.
out.
Get that money, girl.
Get that money. I'm going to school for nursing as well.
To touch on the colorism, I've had this conversation with my dad about 30 times, and we're back and forth on it. And I guess because him being a man, no offense, Bishop, no offense, him being a man and growing up in the 90s and seeing how things was, I guess he don't see it how I do, being a young lady of this generation. I guess to go into the topic of talking about Rick Ross and The Dream and Just Brittany and Kaya. Just Brittany to me has no talent. She can't sing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. She can't sing. She has no talent. Whereas Kaya, besides her being dark chocolate and lovely, her voice is amazing. And we can see in the video clip, because I actually remember watching it, and I guess because I was a little bit younger, still in high school, I didn't catch on to it, but now I see, yeah, she was playing to Rick Ross's ego. She basically revamped his song, and I saw something where it came out that he said that he would never have a woman on his label because he would end up having sex with her. Sir, come on now. Because obviously not only was she stroking your ego, then she was stroking it later too. So, she's talentless in my opinion. I hope that Kaya can find the right people to boost her out and be like almost like a Chloe and Halle. She's on YouTube or doing these apps, and somebody really see her talent and put her forward. And just general colorism and all the isms. It is the baby of racism, and if we don't stop it now with at least my generation, it's going to continue because, well, one, we have to stop it in the media and our music. Don't get me wrong, sex sells. It do. It really does. Sex sells. But we as women, we just can't be fetishized in every instance. And honestly, being me, I'm a girl, I'm from Mississippi, and I have every natural aspect that you want to be. I have natural hair, I have a natural body, but natural isn't in because of plastic bodies. And I'm not to judge nobody, because like I said the other day, I was the girl who wanted to go get my body done from growing up in the area and seeing Nicki Minaj, But that has now changed. I don't judge nobody because I know plenty of girls who were me, and now look what they've become. And that's unintentionally not our fault, but then it also comes from the home. My parents have always raised me and my brother up saying, "You are beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. You're a beautiful boy." And my whole family has an aspect. My great grandmother would be the one who say, "Y'all are so pretty. Look at my babies. Look what I've made." She was happy. She was proud of us. And I think in our community as a whole, everybody don't have that, and that's so sad. That is so sad. I hate seeing stories of women saying, "I didn't get this kind of love when I was growing up," when that's all I've known. I feel so sad for them.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's something as a community we learn to change, because it's hard. It's hard in general in this world,
Yeah.
being Black, living in America, and we have to come together. In general, we have to come together as a whole, and I hope it can happen at least with my generation. And like I was saying, that the I guess the phase of having a fake body is gonna come to an end eventually, and it's gonna be like, what else are women gonna have to offer? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna be, for some of them, so botched they can't go back, and if they do go back, what is going to be left to restore? And I promise you, I'm not trying to judge nobody, but we have to see it in that way. And then for all these rappers, I'm a 90s baby. I love 90s music. I love everything from Earth, Wind, and Fire up to Brandy and early Keisha Cole. I love all that. I have these men nowadays, they have no talent. These niggas have no talent. And a lot of them is ugly as hell. If it wasn't for their money, they would not be pulling any of the females that they have. And that's on period.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in, Alexandria. You made some very valid points. Girl, this is like we're just touching the surface of this topic. It goes so much deeper. And I think we might have to do a part 3. We have to revisit this again. We started off with part 1, and the colorism with Danny Lee and Danny Lay. Now it's Rick Ross and The Dream. We might have to do a part 3. But thank you so much for calling in, sis, and you have a good night. Okay.
Hey, RN.
Yes.
Hey. I'm gonna go to nursing school too. Shoot.
Miss Southern Ivy, thank you so much for the super chat. Because colorism is real and has always been. I grew up being told you are pretty to be dark skinned. That was insulting. Yeah, you're pretty. It is insulting.
Nice chin check dudes, they say that. I'm like, dude, she just pretty. Dude, shut up.
Exactly.
Monica, can we also just I know sometimes we have men in the comments and Bishop is here. And so one thing I really want to highlight is how important our fathers are. Even if you're not in the home with your children, particularly little girls, it's one thing for the mother to build her up and tell her she's pretty. It's a whole nother game when your father is there from day one telling you you're pretty, telling you your worth. It will make so much of a difference in our young ladies when they go out in this world and start taking these wood nickels, as my mother would say. I just want us to know how important. I know unplanned pregnancies can happen, but ladies, as much as we can control it, try to make sure you get in a good relationship. And even if the relationship falls apart, let the father, especially the ones that are willing, be there, because we need both parents, and we need our little girls and our little men to know their worth and know what they can do. And it is imperative that we get that. And that's part of healing the community and getting us where we need to be, where we don't have some of these self-esteem and self-image issues.
And
very well said.
Can I say the other side to what Pled's saying? Mothers, tell your sons that they're handsome.
Yeah.
My mother tell me that till this day. I'm a 33-year-old grown man. She be like, "Boy, don't you know you handsome?" I said, "Yeah, I know I'm handsome too." but it was a self-esteem booster for him. That way he wanted to go out and try to erase himself.
And also promote images of Black beauty in the home. I think it's very important at an early age when you embed those thoughts in your children's heads and set expectations. Love is love. And love really should be colorblind. But it's also important to educate your children and set expectations of what you want them to bring home. You better not bring home, somebody that don't look like me. But
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And Amber and Heidi, thank you so much for the super chat. Love you, Monica, from Heidi and I. Those gals are so sweet, and they have a YouTube, and they spill tea, and they do crime investigations and all kinds of stuff over there. So y'all need to go follow Amber and Heidi Spills the Tea. Love y'all. And on that note, beautiful Black people, we are going to wrap up this show. Bishop, where can they find you?
You can find me on The Bishop on YouTube, and you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Bishop Redpill.
Schoolboy, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on YouTube at school_boy. You can find me on Twitter with them fingers. I'm at school_boy. And on Instagram, I'm at school_boy_2021.
Got it. Y'all need to go follow them. Shanitra, where can they find you?
Oh, Lord. I'm occasionally on Instagram as Shy Locker, CHY Locker. I don't do much. I'm not like y'all. Maybe a page coming soon, but I'm not out there like that.
All right. But you're here, and we love it. We love you, Shanitra. You know that, girl. Mm-hmm. Marcella, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, All the Housewives Discussion. I have a lunch break every day, and you can also please subscribe to my YouTube page. It is Speak With Your Girl Marcella. We're going to be talking about After Dark and all the black men. Yes, I need y'all to come on up there. Subscribe, and I need to get 1,000 followers for Speak With Your Girl Marcella. We're going to get down dirty, and honey, I ain't got the hips, but I got the lips.
Ooh, child. Well, you make up where you can, right? We got to compensate someplace. I know that's right. Okay, Plez, my love, where can they find you?
Hi, you can find me on Instagram at scared_of_beautiful, and on YouTube at Scared of Beautiful, just spaces, no periods. That's it. It's coming, y'all. I'm ready.
Hey, we ready.
We ready. All right, y'all. Y'all can find me here on YouTube, and I need y'all to please help this channel reach its goal. Once I get to that goal, and I'm about maybe 8,000K away from that goal, I am going to turn on my sub count. But I need y'all to subscribe to the channel down below. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, please bang that notification bell and double check. Because I saw a few people in the chat say, I didn't get notified. Double check that you actually clicked on the bell. You got to click on it now. And while you're down there, hit that like button. Teacups, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This was another robust, educational, intellectual conversation. We got deep. We peel back the onion on this channel. Y'all know that. We don't hold back.
Yeah.
We don't hold back. We talk about things as if we would talk about it, with our family in the living room. And you are our extended family.
Mm-hmm.
We love you all. Thank you so much. Mods, thank you for holding down the chat. I appreciate y'all. Everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, thank you so much for keeping the lights on. I want y'all to stay safe out there and be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Tomorrow, y'all, we getting into that Married to Medicine trailer, okay? All right? Okay. Did I lie?
No.
You did not. You heard it here first, boo.
That's right. That's right. You tell them. Y'all heard it here first. I spilled all the Married to Medicine tea. The video is called the thumbnail says Married to Medicine Season 8 exclusive tea. Everything I said that was going to happen is in that trailer, y'all. But we're going to dive into it tomorrow. Shanitra, thank you so much, my love, for being our guest panelist tonight. Will you come back?
Yeah, I'll come back. I love y'all.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Ples didn't tell us the color of the day. What color is the lipstick?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, the color of the day, I gave y'all a nude lip gloss from the crayon case called Pecan Poppin'.
Ooh. I bet you it tastes good too.
It does, Bishop.
Calm down, Bishop. Calm down, Barry White. All right. Calm down. All right. Somebody shut his mic off. On that note. On that note, I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.